you've spoken broadly about augmentation and the clinician still being important. I think there are obvious places where AI is going to take a lot of the sort of busy work of doctoring out, like the note taking, right? The sort of speech to text and all that stuff should be totally automated. That's more or less a solved problem at this point, and clinicians should spend a lot less time writing notes. And I think that that's a huge, quality of life or joy of work improvement, because doctors don't become doctors to write notes. They want to treat people. And what do you see as the places, you mentioned that AI is even better at empathy, right? And so, we've thought historically bedside manner, that's very human. Well, if AI is better at that, what are the places that are this is going to stay very human and that last frontier? And what are the other places beyond kind of note transcription and diagnostic support that you see kind of AI augmenting or replacing sooner?
I think in some ways it's just going to open up new opportunities. So think about the stuff that all of you in this company are doing. You're building these amazing wearables that's, helping measure and track and helping people on their fitness journeys, right? But when you go to see a doctor, they actually have no insight or no clue for the most part about all the stuff about you, right? But if you had an AI agent that could very precisely ask the right kind of questions, but also maybe do the right kind of data analysis to summarize and present that information to the doctor, then they'll be much better placed to coach and guide you in your healthcare and your wellness journey, right? So those are some of the things that we are not doing today that I think AI will open up the opportunity to, because we're measuring and we're collecting a lot more data, and individuals now have the agency to then put AI agents and summarize them. And then doctors now have the option to look at that data modality. And I think that gives you a rich insight into what the person's doing, their lifestyle, their inner biology and things like that. And in turn, I think that'll allow us a lot more opportunity to be more precise in the medical guidance, the fitness guidance that we are giving to people. And so again, I think it's just that when you have these new powerful capabilities and technologies, I think it's kind of limiting to think that our professions are going to cap at the kind of things that we are doing. I think we are generally going to be a lot more expansive and ambitious, because we want to do more. That's inherently human. We are explorers. We want to become multi-planetary species and go throughout the system. And so inherently when you give us us humans generally a powerful tool, I think we're going to try and strive for more. And so again, that is why I still remain very optimistic that we're still going to have the human aspects of care, but what we do today is not going to be what we're going to do 5 years down the line. It's going to look very different, but it's still going to be a very human endeavor. And then the second part is, again, sure, AI is good at empathy. It's remarkably patient, whether you call it at 9 a.m. in the morning or 12 at midnight, it's going to answer to you in the same way. But oftentimes when someone wants to see a doctor, they're maybe not looking for medical guidance or medical advice. They just want to hear the human voice on the other side, because they might just be lonely. You can mimic a lot of that with AI, but I think it's not going to go away.